Hey, so this video is for people who are already familiar with Splice and the videos on my channel. So if you haven't already seen my videos or anything that I'm working on, you might want to go do that. Welcome to the first Interactive Devlog. So I'm just going to jump right into it here. Abilities need a rework. This is evident given how messy the PDFs for character creation are at the moment. I have information split between two PDFs, and one of them has a bunch of notes written off to the side. And in my opinion, people shouldn't have to read notes written in the margins just to figure out what the heck a rule means. Additionally, most of my players are avoiding abilities right now. One reason it may feel unapproachable to them is the ability grammar. Ideally, abilities should follow the design principles I have on screen, as well as the overall design approaches for Splice. As right now, I think it's failing some of these criteria. Grammar is too precise, and it implies that a player should strictly interpret the wording of each ability presented. And that's not the intent of the system at all. Because of this, abilities as they are only allow for most character ideas, not all of them. Each ability presented is a bit wordy, and there's a lot of abilities to sift through. On the bright side, if a player does understand the system, it's fairly easy to employ during a game. The alternative ability system that I'm considering fits these criteria in almost the opposite way. The purpose of any ability system is to provide ways for players to break or bend the rules of the game they're playing. So in this new system, we could list the categories of rules that we'd like to break, and then provide players a resource to spend that dictates when they're allowed to break those rules. This system would work nearly identically to the current supply system that is used to aid encounters and resting. But instead of burning a charge of supplies to summon medical equipment, you'd be burning different types of ability charges to modify weapon traits rules, modifying casting rules, heal outside of rests, ignore status effects, add narrative elements to the story. You get the idea. Initially, this idea came about when I considered the possibility of turning the inspiration mechanic from D&D-5e into something that did more than just modify die rolls. But as I looked into other systems, the idea grew into something more akin to the aspects mechanic from Fate. Which does bring about another question. Should I even bother making an ability system for Splice? Should I just remove abilities entirely, clean up the core system that exists, and just leave it up to playgroups to decide if they want to integrate something like Fate aspects into their game? Or is this new system different enough from Fate's ability system, maybe even simpler than Fate's ability system, that it's worth adding to Splice? Additionally, I had some concerns regarding disruptiveness and the balance between the GM-player dynamic with this proposed system, but one of my players agreed with me that if I provide some guidance, like with potency and group consensus in the magic rule set, that it should work out okay. So those are the quandaries I'm wrestling with right now. Let me know what you think in the comments or in the Discord server. I'd love to hear some thoughts, bounce some ideas back and forth, etc.